Hello, my name is MACLEAN ADUTWUM, and then you're welcome to today's segment of our Facebook Live. I would want to talk to you about something very basic, and I feel this topic is of utmost importance to many people. But my target audience for this particular message that I have for you would be students, because I want to talk about how we can derive inspiration for academic success. Academic success is what everybody or every student looks out for. We all want to get to that position where we are regarded as the best or as top notch in the field of academics. I would like to begin this topic by narrating a very short story. There was a story of a man who was in search of success, in his own area. He was into business, so he was looking for obviously financial success. He heard of another man who was known as a guru, and then who was known to help many people to achieve the success that they desire or that they need. This man went over to see the man, told him of his plans, and the man asked him to meet him the following day. So when he met him, he took him to a path, right? And then this path was very rocky. I'm talking about filled with things that you wouldn't want to tread on. Like, you would not want to go on that path, right? And then there was another path which looked very shady, very clean, a clear path. So this man said, I want you to go upon this rocky path, right? And then when you go, I want you to get to a point where it is very clear, like the path you see next to you. The man was thinking, okay, it's just a rocky path, right? So I'm just probably going to go a few kilometers ahead, and I'll meet the nice path, and then I will come back. This man went for about 5 minutes. Then he came back later and told the Guru, there was no clean path. It was all rocky. In fact, I barely came back. The man said, go again. So this young man, because of how desperate he was to achieve success, was willing to take the risk. He went on this path again, and this time he went further and further and further. And guess what? He came back and he met that path that was so clear, which was lying next to them. And he asked the Guru, how did you do it? How did you connect these two paths? How did I manage to get here? And the Guru said, the lesson is simple. If you want to achieve success, you need to tread on the path of failure. You need to go as far and beyond failure as much as you can. And then eventually, if you do, you're going to find yourself on the path of success. Wow, that was really insightful. It was really clear. The idea was that you should go on the path of failure, and then once you're on the path of failure, and then you don't stop, you are consistent, and then you keep going, you are eventually going to reach the success that you need. So, the simple message that we can get from the story is this. Irrespective of how you are feeling, irrespective of the challenges that you might be facing, because it's going to be a very challenging road, right? We are teachers, and then we've been students before, and we understand how it feels. There are sometimes you will doubt yourself. You're going to ask yourself if you're really cut out for it, because nothing you're doing seems to be working. It would look as if the more you're studying, the more you're failing. But according to this great guru, you don't stop. You keep going. Now that we know that consistency is very important to achieve success, the point is, what are we going to do to keep ourselves consistent? Because if you don't manage to find ourselves consistent all the time, we are going to run out of energy. We are going to run out of steam. And the moment you run out of steam, irrespective of who you are going to give up, right? Like a great wise man once said, that fatigue makes the coward of the bravest soldier. So once you get tired, once you don't find any energy, you will give up. I'm going to show you some few strategies on what to do to keep yourself consistent on the path of failure. I'm not going to tell you what to do. We all know that if you want to achieve academic success, it's very simple. You need to sit down and put in the work. It is a no-brainer. Everybody knows this. But how do you sit down and put in the work when everybody else is sleeping? How do you get yourself on that path when everybody else seems tired, right? First of all, you need to know where you want to get to. It's a journey, and there is no journey without a destination. If you don't have the clear destination in mind, you will keep going around and around and around, and you're just going in circles. And that is where you don't want to find yourself, not knowing what to do or where to go, doing what you feel is necessary, what somebody else is saying is necessary. Because there are people with ambitions and people that want to get there, but because they don't have clear defined goals once they are studying, they just listen to anybody. They do what they feel is right. They don't have a plan. Okay? So the first thing you need to do to get yourself consistent is to set a goal. Now, once you set your goal, everybody, I'm not going to teach you how to set a goal. It will be for another talk, right? Once you set your goal, you ask yourself, what is it going to take to get to this goal? Because every goal has its own path. If you want to be an A-star student, you should know the path to take to be an A-star student. If you want to be an A student, if you probably want to move from the level of the B's and jump up to the A, you should know the path to take to get to the A. If you want to get to the A, and then your path is only going to lead you to B, then I'm sorry, you are never going to get to your destination. So the most important thing you need to do after you set those goals, after you set those paths that you want to tread on, is to know what to do. Now, this is when you talk about the hours, the time, the books, the things you're going to engage yourself in, the amount of time you're going to sit down and actually do the work, right? So if everybody is doing the work of an A student and you want to be an A-star student, that means you need to do more. You need to go above and beyond those, right? So there are two things here. You set the goals, and then you determine what exactly you're going to do, how exactly you're going to do to get to the goals. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not always going to be perfect. That brings me back to the first story, the story I mentioned before I started. It is always going to be a rocky path. This means that once you begin the journey of academic success, you are not going to see immediate results. You may be lucky, and then you may see the results, but most of the time it's not always going to happen. As a matter of fact, the universe has made it in such a way that when it happens so quick, you get complacent, you get really cocky, and that is not where you want to find yourself. The moment you are cocky, the moment you are complacent, then you begin to relax, and then the actual goal of where you want to get to is not going to be realized. So most of the time, the universe designs this in such a way that it won't become a very presentable gift. You're going to want to hate it. You're going to want to resist it. But that is where you need to always look back and look at the goal that you have set yourself. Once you keep your eye on the goal, trust me, you're always going to be consistent. It's been a lovely session. My name is MACLEAN ADUTWUM. I'm a biology teacher from DPSI. And then until I meet you again and talk to you about something more interesting, it's a goodbye from me. Bye.